And so 1000 hours of game time has passed, and so I figured I could share some impressions, epiphanies, and other deadly gases with you. Let's start with very beginning. I recall seeing some interesting videos of people playing the game, and having never seen anything like that before, it grabbed me. Grabbed me so much I think my crotch would explode. But on serious note though, Elite was my second game I actually bought ever. Up until that point, I was playing free-to-play games and so on. But Elite looked so interesting, I bought it. For 50 quid. Yes, back then you didn't even have the Steam version. Nevertheless, once I jumped in the game, I was just as surprised about it when I was watching videos. And it truly was something I never had played before. After a while, as with everything, the joy slowly started disappearing. Then, Powerplay dropped. Oh, sweet slave kebabs if Powerplay did not drop. A horrible waste of time game feature that even today does not make a damn sense. You know what, just go watch the video I did on it, I won't repeat myself here. So with Powerplay in full swing like the horny horse's Johnny, I played a little, but the feeling of constant grind for credits just got to me and I stopped playing Elite on some regular basis. Yes, the grind to even get Python without doing the money train was absolutely horrible. And to be honest, it still is. But okay, that wasn't the only issue for the game, because physics and collisions, to be exact, aren't what you would call even relatively realistic. See, a game that is based on vehicles, having proper collision physics is a must, and Elite fails in that regard. Of course, not completely. After that, instancing, or the whole idea of peer-to-peer connection too, create a slew of problems. Biggest for me would be the maximum amount of players in one instance. If you get about 10, it's okay, if a little sluggish, but get 20 and the FPS and networking is chugging like Federal Commander with his lungs punctured. But most of all, my biggest beef has and always will be with the grind. The grind to get credits, the grind to get engineer materials, everything seems to be grind oriented. So much so that it starts to feel that this game is a free-to-play one, but it's not. Seriously, this is just disgusting. And add idiotic season passes and microtransactions and it really doesn't look that good. Oh, and better yet, here's my own pet peeve, the language block. Yes, the idiotic censorship for naughty and bad words. You know, I respect Star Citizen more in this regard, since they are not being little children and use the language to its fullest, or at the very least allow its use, while Frontier just wants to cuddle in the corner while sucking its own thumb. Maybe I'm taking this too hard, but screw you, I have my own principles and language, as well as the freedom of expression is one of them. See, I kinda started out with bad parts because, well, they are more important, and maybe they'll get through to some thick-headed devs, but I do look at the both sides, and I partly did mention how much I enjoyed the game when I first started. So indeed, the size of the galaxy is quite amazing for Elite, and even right now, I think it was 0.003% of the galaxy is discovered. So yeah, that's quite astonishing size there. Okay, sure, pretty much everything in it is built by RNGesus. But snarky stuff aside, it's quite an impressive playground we have. And though most of it is about the same wherever you go, the rare gems people find are quite astonishing. Now, when I first picked up the game, immediately my first big goal for the game was to collect all the ships, and reasons for doing that was, well, quite obvious. All of them have pretty much unique cockpits, sounds, and of course exteriors. After all, that is also why I made my quote-unquote review series. I really like most of the designs, and I always looked forward to new sounds and effects each ship provided, but now that I own all ships, well, except for Cobra 4, I'll have to figure out something else to do with them. Now then, moving on. Community that grows around a good or even a bad game can sometimes be a joy to be a part of, and I meant it in sarcastic and non-sarcastic way, so go figure. But as for this one, well, it was a lot different to what I've been used to. See, I come from a pure FPS background where most players are around 20 to 35 years old, but here the age range got shifted by about 10 years and overall tone was different. It's an interesting change and not an unwelcome one. If anything, you guys surprised me pleasantly time and time again. And whenever you speak about community, you can't really go too far without mentioning the customer support. Well, at least for Elite Dangerous. See, from time to time as I log in Reddit and look around what's new and what's old, those customer support threads pop up. I honestly haven't encountered customer support for a game that does a little bit of roleplay as well as go out of their way to not only resolve the issue, but help additionally out, be that by some extra credits or other things. This gives Frontier in my eyes a wonderful image, though you might not think it, but these little things go a long way. So, at least for me, you good folks at customer support have my gratitude. And finally, even after 1000 hours, grinding like nymphomaniac lesbians, Elite Dangerous still doesn't bore me with its sound. Be that background music or sound effects, the caliber of audio engineering and design is the best thing for me. And really, it's possibly the main thing that sells the game. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but you get the point. So, in the end, 1000 hours down, and the grind is killing my joy, but all the little details like easy controls, music, visual design, and maybe a few other things keep me both making videos and playing. Still, drop the stupid season pass nonsense, guys. You are not AAA and you definitely don't need to be like them. As for my viewers, well, what are your impressions of the game after 500 hours? Or maybe 200 hours if you haven't still gotten there. Let me know.